player props here on PrizePicks for Thursday, March 2nd. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. Discord link is in the description, where the main server is completely free. We do also have that Patreon link in the description, where I post all the plays that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Do also need to mention I'm not a gambling expert, not financial advice. These are simply just plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. But let's get right into it, you guys. We got Thursday, March 2nd. We got only 4 games here on the slate. We got Toronto, Washington, Philly, Dallas, Indiana, San Antonio, and then the Clippers versus the Golden State Warriors here. Super small slate today. I got 2 plays that I'm targeting for this YouTube video. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. So the first one is going to be Kawhi Leonard over 24.5 points against the Golden State Warriors. So since the All-Star break, Kawhi has actually been scoring a ton. Obviously, this game versus Sacramento went to like double overtime, 175 points each, was absolutely crazy. But 44, 33, and 23 points in 3 of his last 3 games. And if we take a look at this matchup here, this game is being played in Golden State. 3.5 point spread. We know Golden State plays much better at home. 231.5 over under here. And I think with Russell Westbrook now in the lineup, it is kind of allowing Kawhi Leonard to get to his spots on the floor and get up the shots that he really wants. Russell Westbrook, we know he can get players in their spots. We know I would consider Russell an elite passer of the basketball. If he's going to get credit for anything, the slander on his passing should not be had. Russ is a good passer, so he's getting Kawhi to his spots. If we take a look at his game log this season, Kawhi has a pretty high hit rate of hitting this over 24.5, right? We see, what is this? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking at around 16 of his last 25 games. He has hit the over on this. He had 33 against Golden State just on Valentine's Day. So before the All-Star break, had 33, went 12 for 17 from the field here. Again, all we need is 24.5, so 25 today. Golden game log versus Golden State. He's hit essentially the last 2 times he's played Golden State, including earlier this season when he did have 33 on 12 of 17 shooting. Some good odds for us here as well. DraftKings and Caesars both have this -133 and -140. FanDuel and BetRivers, Unibet all have this line listed at 25.5. So we do get that 1 point discount currently on PrizePicks at 24.5. If we take a look here, the Golden State Warriors give up the the 6th highest field goal percentage to opponents shooting from 15 to 19 feet, right? So the 5th highest field goal percentage from that range. And if we take a look at Kawhi Leonard, he does take the 9th most field goal attempts from that exact specific range here. Also, no Andrew Wiggins tonight. Just going to help Kawhi Leonard. He can obviously shoot over DiVincenzo. Maybe he might get a little Draymond Green defensive action here, but should be a pretty close game where Kawhi plays 30 minutes. Also, what's interesting about this is if I pull up the NBA standings here, let's just pull this up here. NBA standings. Where is this at? NBA standings. The Clippers are right above the Warriors, right? So they're below. So this is a massive game here. 33 and 31 for the Clippers, 32 and 30 for Golden State. They're pretty much tied in win percentage. So this is a massive game that could go a long way come playoff time. Could look back on this game wishing, they would have won this game depending on who wins or loses. So a massive game here for Kawhi Leonard. He should be able to get to his spots pretty easily against this Golden State team. I'm taking the over on this one. And then the second one here is definitely an interesting one, but I'm kind of going somewhat with my gut here. I'm going to go with Kyrie Irving over 34.5 PRA against Philly. Now, take this in. So Kyrie has hit the under on this. He's hit the over 3 of his last 5, but this is the All-Star game, so this doesn't count. So he's hit the over 2 of his last 4 games, 2 misses being 30 PRA and 30 PRA in some pretty easy matchups here. But against Philly here, Kyrie Irving, Philly, against the point guard position, they've been pretty tough, but against shooting guards, over the last 30 games, Philly giving up the 8th most fantasy points to the shooting guard position. If we take a look here over the last 15, they're giving up, last 7 games, they're giving up, I just had this pulled up, 1 second. They're giving up, the 8th most fantasy points to the shooting guard position as well. And I think probably D'Anthony Melton going to be on Luka Doncic, so Kyrie should get the James Harden assignment. There's no more Matisse Thybulle in that lineup for Philly as well. But let's just take a look at a few things. I think Kyrie at 34.5 is just way too low. All right, so he had 30 against Indiana, 30 PRA against Indiana, where he shot 7 for 18 and made no three-pointers. He made no three-pointers. Played 36 minutes. The minutes are going to be there for Kyrie. 7 for 18, 38% from the field, which is not good for Kyrie, and 0 for 4 from 3. Only got to the free throw line 3 times as well, but had these peripheral stats of 14 RA, has had 16 RA, 7 RA, 11 RA, 14 RA, 13 RA, and 9 RA. So he's literally been averaging like 10 rebounds and assists since joining the Dallas Mavericks. And if we take a look at Kyrie, I mean, if he just shoots the ball a little bit better, I know he recently said in an interview after last game that his dad told him he needs to be a lot more aggressive. I mean, the peripheral stats are there. Over the last 5 games, Kyrie averaging 12 potential assists, converting 6.5 of those, and is also seeing 8.8 rebounding chances, converting 5.1 of those. So if Kyrie can just be a little bit more aggressive here on offense, I mean, Dallas has lost 3 games in a row now. They've lost every single game, I think, with Luka and Kyrie starting together. So obviously, Jason Kidd, they got to get it together. They probably understand here that they got to get Kyrie going a little bit more. Even just watching these games, I definitely watched this full Dallas Lakers game when Kyrie did have 37 PRA. And even in that game, it looked like Kyrie, is being kind of passive to Luka. Luka's being a little bit too much ball dominant, I think, in my opinion. And I think it kind of caused them to lose the game. I mean, Kyrie shot 2 for 10 from 3 in that game. So I'm kind of going with the gut feeling here of Kyrie turning this around. Just 34.5 is just way too low for a player like him who is going to play 35 plus minutes. This should be a great matchup. Spread is 4-point spread. Dallas is going to be home favorites here. Also, Philly coming off a back-to-back. I'm probably expecting Embiid to play in this game, although we don't know. He didn't play on so yeah, probably skipping the first leg of this back-to-back. I expect Embiid to play, so but Philly, again, coming off second night of a back-to-back, this should be a fun, interesting game. But Kyrie, 34.5 just seems too low. Kind of going with a gut feeling here. I mean, he's come close, right? He hasn't had less than 30 PRA in any game this season now with Dallas. 33, 38, 42, 47, 37. So he's had at least 30 PRA every single game with Dallas. And then also taking a look at Kyrie's PRA this season versus Philly. I mean, with Brooklyn just not that long ago on January 25th at Philly on the road, in that matchup, Kyrie had by himself 32 and 10, right? Shot 9 for 15 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3-point land, and he had 42 PRA in that matchup. So going with my gut here, Kawhi Leonard over 24.5 points and Kyrie Irving over 34.5 PRA. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these plays. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.